start the TradingView chart analysis. macOS, is it doing my entire screen? Properties, display capture, yes, perfect. Alright. Am I using correct mic? Properties, yes, perfect. So the YouTube stream should be up and running as well. Doing great. I'm doing great as well. I made some nice profits this morning. I took the 2022 model long. I also alerted it on Discord. I know not many people are able to trade London, depending on their time zone. But anyway, I made sure that for the ones that do follow what I share on Discord. Okay, hang on. I'm still listening to myself live. It's good to see that the connection and everything's working out. But over here in Discord this morning, I thought I'd share it. Was it in here? Yep. I already entered based on the volume imbalance right here. And I had another buy limit resting inside of this fair value gap paired with the unfilled volume imbalance. I went through a little bit of drawdown, but yeah, eventually we got our relief. We hit the VWAP. I already secured one partial at the midnight level. Initially, the plan was to exit at Asia buy side, but well, it is what it is. I closed my position right here at this high. All up, I think I scored over 10 points on that one. 11.5. And how many points on the other one? I entered right off the inversion fair value gap right here. Around 17 points, and I'm really happy with the outcome of this trade. Can't complain about profits. Of course, yeah, I could have let it run, but I also really wanted to get it over and done with. Leave the charts, go to the gym, go to the spa, visit my grandma, and yeah, do some other stuff that I enjoy more than sitting in front of the chart hoping the trade is playing out. So yeah, it's kind of chickened out of the trade a little bit. I like how we kept holding support or went sideways for a little while at the VWAP. Once we closed above it, we kept respecting the VWAP, holding support, and we continued to run this little internal high. Then we slowly but surely made our way back up to the Asian session buy side. So now we have already cleared that. If I would have started the stream and we would be somewhere around here, I certainly would have taken a long based on this little bullish fair value gap. We referenced it twice so far, so I'm gonna drag it out, but I'm gonna start from the hourly time frame to see what we can possibly work with. What's the higher time frame looking like? But yeah, overall, can't complain about today's price action. Had a beautiful morning, went to the gym, went to the spa, said hello to my grandma. Couldn't be better. Alright, let's open up TradingView here and jump on the hourly quickly to see what we are currently working with. 8 AM, just open up. New hourly candle. Alright, so we have already swept. This is the current daily candle. We can use the indicator here quickly to take a look at our daily candle. Where's that? No, that's the weekly candle, I think. No, it's the daily candle. So that's what the current daily candle is looking like. We have a big wick to the downside, and I think that we might have seen the low of the day. So based on a higher time frame, 1 hour time frame, this is really our nearest buy side liquidity that we could target. Top, right, drag that over, and yeah, then we head into yesterday's 1 hour bearish fair value gap. We also have a daily bearish fair value gap right here. Hang on. Why? Where do I have this? No, let's just get rid of it. Currently I'm testing which trading view setting I'm going to stick to, if it's going to be adjusted, so adjust for contract changes or not. We will find out. I think here I tested, yeah, seems like I tested contract adjusted on this left chart, and on this right chart I did not adjust for contract changes. There's no universal solution, so I'm trying to, yeah, see what I like. Alright, let me hide the executions here quickly. We already discussed that. And hide the power of 3 indicator. Alright, so from what we can see based on the daily time frame is that we continue to go lower. Not interested in taking a trade at this point in time, so I might as well clean up my object tree over here. Tuesday analysis, liquidity. Oh, it's a big job. I don't want to do that on stream. So let's just hide that quickly here and map out our daily contract adjusted fair value gaps. So right here, we kept holding support initially on this bullish fair value gap, but now based on the daily time frame, we have closed below it, so we could expect potential resistance. Daily fair value gap. I want to mark out this level right here. That could be interesting. But other than that, on daily, there's not much more we can look at. We already had a pretty strong sell-off Monday, Tuesday. So now Wednesday, after sweeping sell side, daily sell side, this daily low. Friday, 26th of May, we swept that right here and we rejected. That's where we saw this beautiful little 2022 model. Cleared the short-term low, shifted market structure, retraced into a discount, and I was really amazed how precise price action was this morning during the London session, because we saw this wick, or we saw this candle go all the way down till here. I already anticipated my stop loss to be hit, full on honestly, like, yeah, anticipated this trade to be a losing trade, wondering why. But then, yeah, within that last minute, on this 5-minute time frame, we pushed all the way back up into our fair value gap, not invalidating it. And then we got this, yeah, very strong push back above the midnight, consolidated for a little, continued higher to sweep this little buy side. And then eventually, we also ran the Asian buy side, but before running it, we just hit this level to the tick, pull back into this initial fair value gap that kept supporting us, to continue higher. So let's go back to the daily. Inside the inversion fair value gap, inside a big 4-hour bearish fair value gap. So that's going to be interesting later for the New York Open. So we have this 1-hour daily inversion fair value gap perfectly aligned with our 4-hour bearish fair value gap. That's the low of our 4-hour bearish fair value gap, and this is the high of our 4-hour bearish fair value gap. For immediate rebalance on the daily time frame, we want to see this level hit, so let me quickly annotate that. Daily immediate rebalance for our daily FVG high. For our daily FVG, now for our FVG low, this is a daily inversion fair value gap right over here. So we have reason to believe that price could potentially continue lower If we head over to the 1 hour time frame, we now have our 4 hour daily fair value gap high right up here. We have our 1 hour order block. That was very beautiful yesterday. We outlined this entire short using the London session 15-minute breaker block. Played out perfectly to the tick. Daily immediate rebalance, is that correct? Did I use the correct level? Seems like I did. Go back to the 1 hour chart. So we have this level for our daily immediate rebalance. We have our 4 hour daily fair value gap high. We have our 4 hour fair value gap low. We already cleared that. 1 hour buy side. Other than that, inversion fair value gap, we already bounced off it from the 1 hour. Gonna get rid of the daily. We already have all we want from it with our lines, so I'm not gonna be looking at it. Also not this one. We have our sell side target, so we shouldn't struggle. 15-minute time frame. Let's zoom in here. We have our midnight open, and if I'm correct, we also have news at 8:15 and 10 a.m. ADP non-farm employment change. So in 7 minutes we should see something with like what price wants to do, if it wants to continue higher or maybe pull back. So for our fair value gap low, we already broke through that. We took the Asian buy side on the 15-minute time frame. 1 hour inversion fair value gap, 15-minute inversion fair value gap. I like this one more, but yeah, I don't think that I'm going to look at them. We already talked about the London 2022 model, so that's done. We don't need all these lines anymore. Keep the chart nice and clean. We can obviously see that we took this high. I'm only mapping out the external/internal liquidity. So come on. London sell side liquidity. This is the current low of the day. We put it at the bottom. We have our Asia buy side, Asia sell side. That's already taken. Alright, we're done that. We already swept the previous day's low during Asia. So let me map out the London kill zone starting from here all the way over until 5. Make a blue box here. So I'm in no hurry, obviously, to take a trade or to be in a position. We already made some good profits across all the Apex funded accounts. So I'm content with that. Here, that's the Apex 150k that I recently bought, and so far, it's looking really good. If we head over to the analysis, we are up 1%, 1,625. Our target is obviously 9k. No, we're already up 1.6%, so we almost made 2,500 on that 150k account. Haven't had a red day so far. Of course, it's not likely that I'm gonna keep it like that, but maybe, who knows. Equity curve is looking nice, but a little dipper wouldn't hurt. 75% win rate, so that's all looking nice. I'm not going to take any more trades on the 150k account, so we will see. Alright, Asia buy side has been hit. We have our 4-hour fair value gap low, 1 hour buy side liquidity, 4-hour daily fair value gap high, daily immediate rebalance level. Previous days, 8:30 open, the London session breaker block. We outlined this yesterday in the stream. We saw the sell-off, 9:30 pump back into this breaker block for the continuation lower, since the Asian session high has already been cleared. But we do not need that on our chart anymore. Nah, screw it. I do that off screen. Alright, 15-minute time frame. Two minutes until news, so I'm gonna be watching the 5-minute time frame. We have our 1 hour buy side liquidity, which I think is likely to be taken with the news at 8:15. Today there won't be a news trade. Not a good setup. In my opinion, we're already pretty extended after this London session rally. If you're still in, yeah, just make sure that you have already secured some profits with your stop loss at break even maybe. And yeah, we will see how it continues. Let's see, we swept this buy side. We are inside our 4-hour fair value gap. We go sideways prior to news. News is going to be released in 1 minute. Here we have all the internal sell side, but I don't want to put that on the chart. If we look at our current PD array for the daily candle, this is our high of the day. 50% is right at 4255. Reprice into a discount or premium to continue up higher. But other than that, we had a pretty big Asian session range. 23 points. A bigger London session range, and we continued to into this trend direction, so we just had news. Let's see, we seem to be getting that push towards this 1 hour buy side liquidity, and we just swept that. FL Trader, Dirty Ryan, Ram, did you take any trades so far today? During London or maybe early AM session or Asia for UFL Trader? Continue to push. Keep the bigger picture in play. That's our daily sell side liquidity. We swept that. Our new week opening gap is all the way up here. Our current high of the week is sitting right here. Monday's high. Previous day's high right here. Let's see how this candle is going to close. Two trades, 2 wins, 1 loss. I've been looking at another methodology that's been working for me, but it's a work in progress. If you don't mind me asking, what methodology is it? Out of curiosity. I didn't. I had my children's games to attend and they went pretty late. That's okay. You do something you enjoy. You make profits while you're at work. Right, that's the unadjusted contract. Let me go over to the daily. Be adjust. FL trader. You said you're also a full-time trader. Just out of curiosity, when you trade futures and you do your higher time frame analysis, do you do you adjust for contract changes, or do you simply leave it off and do your analysis with these CME rollover gaps? One and a half minutes to go. Starting to get some rejection. Keep in mind that we're now inside this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. Right here, we already hit the 50% of that, so we can keep that in the back of our mind. We're overextended. A pullback to our mean baseline. The VWAP could be anticipated. Trend hiccups. Interesting. Trend hiccups. So from the you trade with adjusted. Okay. Any specific reasoning why you trade with adjusted, or just because you've been doing it like that? Because from my research, what I found out is that there are different ways on how brokers or chart providers or different math formulas do the contract rollover or do the adjustment for contract changes. Thought it could be better if I simply turn it off and don't adjust for contract changes. I've been devising, not sure if I can describe it well. Trend hiccup. So from the name, I think every time the trend is sort of having a little flaw or a little mistake, so a trend continuation strategy. The blue color means it's on, and if you turn it off, so there's no blue color anymore. At least that's how I interpret it. Could be wrong, but if I go to the daily time frame, like right here, and I have it off, we see this rollover gap right here from the 8th of June over to the 9th of June, and also right here, 7th September over to the 8th of September. And if we take this as an example, right here, with adjustment for contract changes turned off, we swept buy side. With it turned on, we didn't. And it's kind of making some difference, at least in my opinion, if you have it on or off. And I'd like to have a solution to which one I should use. Also based on ICT-Concepts, Ryan, or is it simply like a EMA bounce or pullback? Yeah, I'm very too, like everyone I ask, with some credibility, like they can give me an answer. Some people are saying that they have it turned off because it displays how the actual contract has really been traded through. But I mean, yeah, right here hang on, let me hide all this quickly. We swept this low right here. And now we're starting to get a pullback. With it turned on, we swept this low last month at the 25th of September. Last week, Monday. So, well, I don't know. I switched to futures because I didn't want to have different charts depending on which CFD broker I'm currently trading with. But now I'm sort of stumbling into the same issues. Like, especially if I go for sell side from older contracts like ESH or ESU, now that we're in the December contract. I don't know, it's... Well, of course, for intraday trading, it's not really important, but you'd like to know, okay, we've swept a monthly low. So a monthly low for me would be... let me find one. June, July. We use this one. August low. We swept that with contract adjustment on the 21st of September. With it turned off, we swept it 2 days later on the 25th. So 21, 22 Friday, over the weekend, and on Monday we swept it. Which one is the correct one to use? I understand. Makes sense. Step by step. No worries. Agent Smith. Good that you joined the live stream. Question for you. I'm trying to figuring something out. I'm not really interested in participating at this point in time. We will see what's happening with price. We swept 1 hour buy side. Just a little catch up. We are inside a 4 hour and daily inversion fair value gap. So a daily inversion fair value gap and a 4 hour bearish fair value gap. Here's our daily immediate rebalance level from yesterday's low based on the daily. Yeah, should be correct. We do not leave behind a new bullish fair value gap. So let's just see if we get some sort of a market structure shift. I might engage for a pullback towards the VWAP and some internal sell side. If we just continue to go up, I really, honestly guys, want to stay away from it. I caught the low, secured here at the VWAP, can't complain. But yeah, question for you, Agent Smith, are you with us? Before I start talking, and yeah, okay, so right here, let's take these 2 examples. Let me quickly, I don't want to delete it, so I'm just going to put all this quickly into a folder and hide it. Hide this. Liquidity, NVOG, new week, yearly liquidity. So everything's hidden now, everything that's important to me. Alright, so now we are on a daily time frame, and the question is really about do you have the adjustment for contract changes on or off? There's a crucial difference. So right here, with it turned off, we swept buy side, market structure shift, blah blah blah, we know the drill. We also had a monthly low, Friday the 18th of August, and we swept that with it turned off on the 25th of September. So right here we swept this low. And just today or yesterday, we swept this daily sell side, and now we're inside this daily bullish fair value gap. Alright, so now if I turn it on and I adjust for the contract changes, sort of everything is changing. We still managed to sweep daily sell side yesterday as well. We swept this daily low today. We're outside of the bullish fair value gap that kept holding support. If I'm correct, yes, we already closed below it. So now we look at potential inversions. So we would expect resistance, while at the same time, having it turned off, we would still expect, kind of expect support here. Because we're inside a bullish fair value gap. And if I turn it back on again, we see that the August low is now all of a sudden all the way up here. And we swept it on the, or cleared it, on the 21st of September. Well, with it turned off, we swept it at a later point in time. At the bottom right, let me quickly put that over here. Adjust for contract changes. Not settlement. No. I don't have it turned off. It's about the adjustment for contract changes, which is kind of changing too much for my liking. And no one talks about it. Like, two people could do analysis and yeah, someone would end up looking for longs with a daily bias and the other one would be looking for shorts because we're inside the inversion. And the only difference, they could look at the same chart as this little button here. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, if you've never seen that before, now you have seen it, and yeah, no, welcome to the club. Alright, let me turn the important things back on. Trendline. Tuesday analysis. NVOG, liquidity. New week opening gap. Already on. So now we should be back to our contract adjusted chart. That's the issue here. Off or on or off. Right now I'm leaving it on because I used to do it like this since the beginning, basically. I don't know. But now that I know it's there, it's kind of confusing me. That's why I like to see which one is respected more, but I don't know, the differences are just too major for me. Like, right now, nothing is matching up. I turn it on, bam. We swept a low for the month of August. So let's say we have a bunch of 1,000 traders and they use ICT-Concepts and or not ICT-Concepts, just general higher time for analysis. And based on this little button, 500 traders would have already said, cool. During September we swept the low of August on Thursday, while the other 500, while the other half of these traders say, what are you talking about? We swept the low on the next week, Monday, the 25th of September. What is it? Who's right? I'd like to know that. Kind of. Yeah, for a little fair value gap scalp, like this one right here, entry on the fair value gap, doesn't have a major role, but maybe it's not important at all to look at old contract data. Who knows? Like, come on. What is it? Let me check out if anyone on YouTube might have the answer for that. Nope. I asked a bunch of friends of mine, but yeah, no one can give me an answer. Every time I bring it up, they're like, "Oh, interesting. That's why we had the differences in our analysis during September. You thought that we're gonna go lower because we already swept buy side." I'm referencing this high right here. While I was still looking for higher prices because we haven't swept that buy side. I'm like, cool guys, yeah. But what is it now? What is it? Did we sweep? Didn't we? Like, who's right or wrong? I don't know, that's how I work, but it's, yeah, confusing to me. But let's get back to the simple things and read price. Well, so far it hasn't affected me. I had it on, but yeah, then I started playing with it while I was on that higher time frame, and I'm like, whoa, what just happened? It and you, it's so easy to argue for both, like, parties. Like, you say, okay, I don't want these big gaps on my chart. They mess up the entire like analysis that I do. While having it turned off, you can argue like, okay, so with it turned off, it's putting the December contract of 2022 next to the March contract, next to the June contract, next to the September contract. Hope I'm making it right, and back to the December 2023 contract. So it's just putting them together the way each individual contract has been traded through. Some people use ESZ, for example, currently. There's no difference at all. So if I plot ESZ on this chart, on the daily, like, how do you want to work with that? Like, doesn't make sense to me, because if you want to do higher time frame analysis, all you see is a bunch of dots in the middle of nowhere. So, of course, yeah, you could reference these lows still. And here on the December contract, it looks like they have automatically, because right here on the December contract, I don't have the option to turn or to adjust for contract changes or not. If you go online, people often say that it's just a little feature that people who work with indicators and backtest indicator-based strategies for a better continuity, they turn it on. Yeah, well, I don't know, it's... So here it is turned off, and if I go back, I'll put the ES1 chart to the right and go up to the daily. Hide all these drawings quickly. Not settlement. So now at least this top portion looks the same. Contract adjustment on ES1, and on the December contract, where I don't have the option to do that, at all. It's automatically like turned on. So that might be the solution. Still like that question answered. So having it turned on like I used to seems to be the correct way of doing it. If we look at the December contract, where we still have data from like the September contract. So if you only trade each specific contract, you would reference these levels, but you wouldn't be able to, for example, reference the 2022 low, for example. That's why the continuous contract is so nice. And I guess you don't have the option. You don't have the option. You can only change or adjust for contract changes on the continuous contract. So ES1, but not on each specific, quarterly futures contract. Hope that makes sense. So right here, if I'm on this chart, the December contract, ES set 2023, I do not have this option. If I head over to this one, the continuous contract, I have the option all of a sudden. And here I can choose to turn it off, which kind of changes everything. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to simply stick to what I used before. And by the looks of it, if you trade only the December contract, hang on, and you have contract adjustment on. We also swept the slow this morning. That's looking correct. So I guess you just adjust for contract changes. Check out the 1 minute chart here quickly. So since we had this pump into our 1 hour buy side liquidity pool, we haven't done much at all. We retrace back into our 1 minute bullish fair value gap. And so far we respected it with candle bodies. Right here, we never closed below it, but we are still inside of it. Just a good sign that like right now it's not a good time to participate with price or to engage with price while we are in here. We could continue higher from here since we have wicks to the downside on the 1 minute and nothing to the upside. Could be a clue, but we just took buy side. I don't know. Check the 2 minute time frame. 2 minute also has been respecting this bullish fair value gap, and on the 3 minute we do not have a fair value gap. If we head over to the 5, we do not have one either. I like though how we open up with this 5 minute volume imbalance right here, and we haven't tapped into it yet. But yeah, that's all I can share from my point of view right now. I'm not going to engage long. I'd like to, if I get the opportunity, take a short. But if we don't see any good setup until 9 AM, which is going to be in 20 minutes, I'm just gonna wait. We already took this morning during the London session this 2022 model right here, swept daily sell side, shifted market structure, pulled back into this discount, bullish fair value gap, paired with the breaker block, paired with this inversion fair value gap for a 15-point move to the upside. I secured profits right here. I can quickly show the executions. I initially wanted to trail it, but then I thought, I prefer doing something else than watching the chart, being nervous that it could immediately retrace and stop me out at break even. So I decided to just, close, get on with the day, do something I enjoy. Went to the gym, went to the spa, said hello to my grandma, like, yeah. What more? Good work-life balance. Otherwise, I likely would have stayed in front of the charts from here to Asia buy side for 2.5 more hours. Got better things to do. Alright, so remember when we talked about this unfilled volume imbalance? We have just filled it right now. So we would like to see a close above our 1 hour buy side pool, liquidity pool. Close is gonna come in 2 minutes, and we also get a new 15-minute candle. So we want to see if we can, with this 5-minute candle close, above the 1 hour buy side liquidity, or if we reject again. The 50k apex is still red from this morning on YM. So if I trade, I will use this account prior to the New York Open. Volume imbalance entry, 5-point stop, 5-point target towards this high, 1-to-1 risk reward. For everyone that just joined the live stream, we did some higher time frame analysis earlier. We marked out this 1 hour buy side liquidity. Right now we're inside this 4 hour daily bearish fair value gap. So on the 4 hour, it's actually a bearish fair value gap. Right here, let me pull it up. We're inside of that from yesterday, 10 a.m. 4 hour candle. We are about to hit the 50% level, the consequent encouragement of this bearish fair value gap again. We rejected from it at the 8:30 news pump into that 1 hour buy side liquidity. That's the 1 hour buy side that I have been referencing. It's inside. Also inside a 1 hour bearish fair value gap. So here's really where all the confluences align for me. So if I get a short setup in here on the lower time frame, I will take it without any questions. Of course, the first setup could fail, maybe the second one as well, and finally the third one plays out. We will see about that. And yeah, for a continuation long, really the only thing I'd be looking for, or I would consider longs really, if we get a retracement into today's range. So maybe the 50%, so around 4 to 60, 60-ish. If we sweep some nice internal sell side liquidity and get a reversal setup, I'd like to take that. If I get a bearish reversal signal inside this 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily inversion fair value gap, so right here on the daily, we had a bullish fair value gap. We kept holding support right here to deliver higher. We have closed below it now, so we could anticipate some resistance. And what we can see right here on the daily is that we are also hovering around our previous week's low. So if we go to the weekly time frame, we're just playing around with this level at this moment. 15-minute time frame, so we can see the 15-minute closed above the 1 hour buy side liquidity. Good confirmation. Previous week's low goes back to where it belongs. Daily sell side liquidity, 4 hour bearish fair value gap. Drop it back down to the 5. But we're still inside our 8:30 range, or 8:15 range. 8:30 open. Up right here. And that's when we saw the start of the trend continuation. Nice little confluence. 8:30 opens up. up. That daily inversion fair value gap. I don't want to see it. Seems like price is really willing to take this little short-term high. We kept holding support on this 1 minute bullish fair value gap, but I don't scalp the 1 minute. And usually if I see a news pump up like this, leaving behind a big fair value gap, it's 50-50, especially if we're currently at the high of the current daily candle. So right now, if we try to imagine what the daily candle looks like, here's a little help. It's an up-closing candle, so if I'm saying we're at the high of the current daily candle right now, we're exactly at the high. Going long there doesn't make sense to me. So far we have a nice little pin bar on the daily. I'd like to see a rejection, maybe sweep out some internal sell side and then continue up higher, or a complete reversal. We will see. We have news at 10 a.m. as well. But yeah, so especially if we get this 1 minute bullish fair value gap at the high of the day with a 8:15 news pump into buy side liquidity. This is a representation of the daily candle. How did I get that? It's a little secret. You have to send TradingView an email. And no, I didn't code it. It's not that hard to code. I'm lazy. And if I don't want to, it's called PO3 by 2 degrees. Right here. Higher time frame power of 3. The free version. I don't think that with the pro version you get multiple candles next to each other. It's nice, but don't need it. Most of the time all I need is to look at the daily chart or at the 1 minute time frame right here and imagine, okay, so here we had the opening. What could the daily candle possibly look like? Make a little trading exercise out of it. We opened here, we continued lower, so now we're above the open, so we definitely have a up closing candle. London session put the low in place, so we likely have a wick as well. Yeah, I don't like to long on a lower time frame if we're at the high of the day. Going long at the low of the day, so when we were back down here at the London session low, all we had was a bearish candle, and we go long at the low of that because you want to buy low and sell high, buy back low. So yeah, it's the 2 degrees power of 3 indicator, giving you this nice little visualization. So right here I can simply steer the open and reference that too. That's a daily open. It's a nice to have, but not a must have. That's why most of the time I simply have it turned off. And I use, these levels to reference everything. So I have my low, my open, high, it's pretty obvious. So I have all these indicators on my chart, but even ones that I coded, but yeah, like Session Pro. What do? I draw them manually because I enjoy drawing things on a chart and I like to organize everything in my object tree over to the right here and do it manually. All right, let's go back to the 5 minute and see what we're working with. We fell short of this high by a couple of points, ticks. Let's see. I'm quickly going to the bathroom. I will be back in a couple of minutes. And yeah, I don't think anything's going to change. It's 8:50, 8 minutes until a new hourly candle. That's the only interesting thing for me right now. I want to see if we can also close above this 1 hour buy side liquidity, internal buy side liquidity on the 1 hour chart, or if we are falling short of it. All right, I will be back very soon. All right, I am back. ADP jobs report, huge decline but not moving the market, yet the crappy flawed jobless openings report sent everyone scurrying into bunkers. Yeah, news, good or bad, doesn't correlate with which way the market will go, not like it used to be back in the day. I think last, was it Monday? Friday? Pretty sure it was Friday. Let me head over to it. Monday, Friday. On Friday, I took a little scalp pre-news, so right here at 8:30. We swept internal sell side. Also on the live stream. Special live stream because I couldn't execute on TradingView. I had to switch over to TraderVate. Never used that platform before. So something new for me. But yeah, we kept holding support on this bullish fair value gap. We had our internal break of structure. We continued to disrespect bearish order flows. By that I mean these bearish fair value gaps. Right here and right here, this one especially because it offered resistance. We can see we never closed above it. So we kept holding resistance here. We had equal highs. We delivered lower to clear the short-term low one more time. Equal lows actually, so we swept them. Right here at 8 AM, we had a strong pump up. 8:05 continued. Then we had a nice volume imbalance, and that's our aggressive entry. If order flow is strongly bullish, taking a long off the close of this candle oftentimes leads to a 0-tick drawdown opportunity. Then we continued up higher. We were stuck inside this fair value gap. We open up again with a new volume imbalance, and at this time it was 8:25. I entered long right here based on this bullish fair value gap. I got filled to the tick right here. Trace a little, push back up, 8:25, open up with a bullish volume imbalance. I like that. We still didn't clear the current high for the day. Current high of the day, if I zoom out here on Friday. We didn't clear that yet. And then 8:30 came in. I had one more limit order sitting right here below this low. It got filled and it immediately ran into buy side. I don't know, like I didn't look at the news report. I didn't even know that we have 8:30 news on that specific Friday. Like maybe back in the days that would have been super silly to do something like that, but yeah, with current market conditions, the chart or like the analysis that you do ahead of the news is outweighing like the actual news impact. I mean, we had everything setting up for a long new bullish fair value gaps, inversion fair value gaps, an order block, blah blah blah, and that's literally what played out. So I can agree with you on that, FL trader. Market's gone wild. All right. So we got rejected. Here on the 5-minute, we close below this 5-minute fair value gap. We already referenced it. We retested it. Immediate rebalance for the continuation lower. Unfortunately, we fell short of this high right here. It's also 9 AM, so now we also have that confirmation. We did not manage to close above the 1-hour buy side liquidity. Yes, we opened up with a 1-hour bullish volume imbalance right here. We see the closing price and the opening of that next candle. So if we see a retracement, I'd be interested to look somewhere around this area to get out. 1-hour bullish fair value gap. Below that we have a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. We also haven't been back at the VWAP for some time. We have internal sell side below all these lows. But I missed the opportunity talking about Friday's price action to go short on the inversion. 1 minute time frame. We're back inside our 1 minute bullish fair value gap. Reference this fair value gap continued lower. Let's just watch it on a 5 minute time frame. It's the favorite time frame of mine. We're below the 8:30 open, which is nice to see. 15 minute new hourly candle could lead to a potential retracement somewhere into that 1 hour bullish fair value gap. One hour, 4 hour. No, we're still inside that 4 hour bearish fair value gap, which would just add more confidence to a potential short. This would have been a trade, but unfortunately I missed that. Stop loss right here at the high. Nah, 5-point stop. Target 5 points. Oh, yeah, easy. Into that 1 hour fair value gap. Let's open up YouTube quickly. Check out the live stream. Still loading. Perfect. Do we have any questions? Nope. Good quality as well. Perfect. After streaming live for free now, for when did I start? July? Even earlier? July, June, September, August, 4 months. I am planning on I will continue free live streams, but they will be on YouTube only. And with the delay that comes with YouTube, the latency. So usually that's a 10 to 20 seconds delay. There are also going to be ads on the YouTube live stream. And if you want to watch it ad free without any delay, and me also chatting with you using the Discord chat, or you want to join the stage, you can feel free to do that. But that's only going to be available, I think, starting from next week for Patreon supporters. I hope that's understandable. Yeah. I mean, I've been streaming live for more than 4 months now for free. I think it's time to proven that it's profitable and that there's some value in the streams that I do. I like to would have seen a bearish fair value gap right here on the 5 minute, then I would have entered on the potential trade. 2 minute, tiny little one, 15 minute. We're super close to the 9:30 open. Right here, drop it back down to the 5 minute. And we also have news at 10 a.m. I'm gonna use that vertical line here to tell me when it's time. We have equal low sell side below us right here. We have a 1 hour bullish fair value gap below us. We're inside a 4 hour bearish fair value gap. We hit the 50% with this wick. Got back up, close to it, but we fell short. Continuing lower, not respecting the bullish fair value gaps that we put in place. Closing below it, retesting it. Potential continuation lower. Little, very little. No, on the 1 minute, this doesn't make sense. Right now it looks like we're holding around the 8:30 opening level. Yeah, I still feel like I don't really want to engage here. Is anyone watching in a trade, maybe on a different pair or asset? Paper gold long. Let's check that out. So we have something else to watch than ES right now. NQ, NQ, NQ. Also, that same 2022 model at the low here on NQ. Sweep short-term low. Shift in market structure. Inversion fair value gap. Bullish fair value gap. Order block. Hold support. Delivers into the Asian session buy side. Yes, Asian session buy side swept. Continue to rally. So if we go to a 1 hour time frame, yeah, that's essentially that same fair value gap that I'm referencing on ES with the 4 hour time frame. On NQ, once again we fell short of sell side liquidity right here. Previous day's low, we didn't sweep that. Wednesday, no, that's previous week's low. Sorry guys, that's the previous week's low. On ES we have cleared it, on NQ we didn't. So yeah, framing a potential short inside this 4 hour. So if we drop it down to the 1, we almost have that same fair value gap. I would refine it to the 1 hour. We swept 1 hour internal buy side liquidity right here. So that's done. We have a 1 hour order block right here of this old 1 hour bearish fair value gap yesterday paired with the London session breaker block. If we drop it down to a 15, we have a big inefficiency right here. Haven't traded into it at all. Some sort of a trend line here. Trend line here, we broke that right at 415. Yeah, framing higher prices. It's okay, we have reason to believe price wants to continue into these higher discounts or premiums. That doesn't have to. And I would wait until 10 a.m. news really. If we get a good setup after 9:30 open, heading into the 10 a.m. news, I would take that. But so far it's pretty boring stream. But well, we talked about a few very interesting things. Still holding above the 8:30 level. 9:30 opening in 19 minutes. Our paper trade short of this inversion fair value gap into this equal sell side and a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. Seems to be playing out. 5 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, there we go. And it's reasonable to believe that we're going to retrace after sweeping some internal liquidity inside this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. We almost hit the 50% here on the 1 hour. I think on the 4 hour we actually did hit the 50%. Yeah, did the same thing on ES. And H. Smith, you said you're looking at gold. Let me check that out. Gold futures, COMEX. Huh. Didn't screw that. Something just fell. Gold looks interesting. Sorry guys. 4-hour time frame. Stuck inside this little range right here. Let's drop it down to the 1 hour and refine this range from this high to this low. Buy side, sell side. Drop it down to the 15. Opening of the daily candle right here. Previous day right here. So we have our previous day's high, previous day's low range. We're currently still inside of that. Previous day's high. Previous day's low. We're inside our range from yesterday. Let's see. And now let's take a look at the dealing range. So 50% level. If we drag that out from yesterday's range. We kept holding support on that here on the 15-minute, paired with this bullish fair value gap. We close above, we retrace, fill the fair value gap. But yeah, we're still inside. I'm not really keen on engaging inside. If we would have swept the low, yeah, maybe. Ah, you're using Renko. Interesting. And if we drop it down to a 5, yeah, really here on gold. Still inside yesterday's range. Bull flag formation around the VWAP. Bump, bump, bump. Continuation. Manipulation. Reversal. Consolidation. Continuation. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting.
Order filled.
I'm taking an entry of this volume imbalance. I know it's before the New York Open. I'm not looking for much. All I would target would be these equal lows. Take off some risk after that. Add my buy stop, so we at least have one execution. Put it above this low fractal high. Take off a couple contracts here. 2. Not looking for a big reversal right now. New York Open is just around the corner. I just want to see if this aggressive volume imbalance entry is going to play out. Bump. Is it the same price level? Yep, it is. We already did immediate rebalance, so no reason theoretically why price would want to go back inside of the range. From external liquidity back into internal, the other contract comes off at 4267.5. So because I entered on a unconfirmed volume imbalance, I'm going to close the position if we're going to fill it in. So if this is going to end up as a bullish candle, up closing candle, I'm going to cancel the position. Just a tiny little scalp. So we have at least one execution on today's stream. Bearish order flow, we're respecting this inversion fair value gap, continued lower, open up with a volume imbalance, entered right here at the closing price of this previous candle at 9:10 a.m. New York local time, targeting these equal lows and some more internal sell side. We also have that 1 hour bullish fair value gap here. That's why I take the majority off once we tap into that. If we tap into that. So last 1.5 minutes of this 5-minute candle. Gold very similar to what ES is doing right here. Last 45 seconds. One minute time frame. We're below the 830, so that's some good confluence. Fifteen seconds to go. Also a new 15-minute candle, so this is also a 15-minute volume imbalance. Nice. Bullish volume imbalance, but we left this one open, so it should act as resistance. I already trapped my stop loss. Let's see if we cannot make it to these equal lows first. On the 1 hour, we have this bullish fair value gap aligning with our 4-hour bearish fair value gap. We already hit the 50% of that. I was looking to frame a short, missed the inversion fair value gap here, unfortunately, but aggressive entry, lower probability, but there we go. Okay, so ES would have hit target.
Order filled.
Nice. Profits for the funded account. Going to move my stop loss to break even and see if we cannot trail this one right here. Did anyone else take that trade? Aggressive entry, I know, but paired with an aggressive entry, I always use, lower risk and yes, but I cut it short. What do you mean by cutting it short? Like taking profits very early on. So we swapped these equal lows. They're done. Yeah, same for me. I mean, we have this 1 hour bullish fair value gap here and a low of the 4-hour bearish fair value gap right here. 5 minute. Entry at 4275.5. 0.75. Yeah, so you caught the inversion fair value gap entry. Nice. Awesome. Happy to see everyone making money. Also have a runner on, but on a, yeah, worse entry. Worse, relatively speaking, to the entry that I should have taken from here. Inversion fair value gap. That would have already netted me 5 points. Would it? Yep. Be done. Target would have been the same. Leaving a runner, for sure. Why not? Coffee time. It's 9:20. We have 8 more minutes until the New York Open. Let's see. Well, this is simulated as well, but with the opportunity to get a real money payout. There's no shame in paper trading. It's great. Testing to see what works and what doesn't. Practice. I mean, a football team or a soccer team, they're also not going to try out new things in a important match. Like, they're gonna do that during practice, and then they take it live. So why should we as traders test something when real money's on the line instead of practicing on a simulated account? Testing to see if it works, and if we get the confirmation that it's likely working, yeah, we can try it out in live conditions. "30 seconds to go on this 5-minute candle. 15 minutes swept. Touch the 1 hour bullish fair value gap. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. On MES we had a gap down. On ES we only left behind this little doji, signaling some kind of indecision. We're still in. My stops and little bits of profit to cover commissions. $9.25. That's the low of our 4-hour fair value gap. We're now further inside our 1 hour bullish fair value gap. Heading over to the 1 hour, so we're inside of that right now. And if we drop it down to lower time frames, we can see that there's some sell side to be swept right here, which is going to be my final take profit target. 8:30 pump up, maybe 9:30 open, retracement into internal liquidity. Right here, right here, right here. And 10 a.m. with the news that are coming in. A continuation to the upside, who knows? I would like to see a close inside the 1 hour bullish fair value gap. That would be ideal for the continuation short. If we just punch holes into it, maybe it will break, using a metaphor here, but yeah, let's find out. Make sure that if you entered on the inversion or the aggressive entry using the volume imbalance, that you already secured some profits, because in 3 minutes New York will open up. My stops already little bit some profit at break even. Gonna use this high now. Not trying to lose anything. We already secured some small profits. That's nice. We're now inside a higher time frame bullish fair value gap. We have sell side below, inefficiencies below, VWAP below, 4261. But we're like, every time we push into this 1 hour bullish fair value gap, we get rejected. So a nice close, maybe below the 50%, would be a nice confirmation sign. There we go. 2 minutes until the New York Open. I'm thinking of moving my take profit to the VWAP. If we get a retracement, I'm already risk-free, so why not go for a little bit more with some New York Open volatility, a return to the baseline. We didn't sweep these two equal lows yet, so let's see. We hit our 5-handle target. The final target for me would be the VWAP. Risk-free, nothing to lose here, already secured profits. Why not try it? One minute to go. We do not want to see a big rejection wick. We're like a strong body close into the New York Open. 50 seconds to go. Starting to see a rejection from our 1 hour fair value gap. "20 seconds to go." Drum rolls. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a volume imbalance at the open. See if it can remain open. Right at the 50% of our 1 hour bullish fair value gap. Will we bounce from here? Will we continue lower from here? We will find out very soon. Stops in profit. Yep.
Stop filled.
We are stopped out. Secured profits. Let's see. Micro contracts. 25 bucks. And that's your phone bill or whatever. Dinner. Okay, dinner's not 25 bucks. It's unrealistic. Not anymore. Let's be patient and see what we get. Keep in mind we have news at 10 a.m. Glad we secured something prior to the New York Open. "15-minute time frame. 1 hour time frame filled that inefficiency we talked about. This was our main target for a potential retracement. We left a running trade, 1 micro contract, for a potential deeper retracement. But the open didn't want to give it to us, so we are contempt. Even on the 1 minute, we kept holding support here on that 50% of this 1 hour bullish fair value gap perfectly. We swept internal. Let's see if it actually wants to reverse here. 1 hour bullish, market structure shift, bullish fair value gap. Could frame something like this from here based on 1 minute. 5 points. Target the high for 10 points. It would have been ideal personally if we would have swept as low, these equal lows. But I guess we didn't have to. Let's see. Last 1 minute candle of this 5 minute. Right here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bullish volume imbalance. Interesting. Still a fan of waiting. We bumped back into our inversion fair value gap right here. 1 minute. Equal lows, bullish fair value gap. Let's see if we can get a fill on this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. We already tapped into it here on the micro chart, not on the mini chart. That's the trade idea for the open. High risk. Not financial advice either. Come on. Didn't want to give us that full retracement. Interested to see if this volume imbalance remains open. Back to back. Bearish volume imbalance down here. Closed in. Strong bullish engulfing. Open up with a new bullish volume imbalance. At the high of our initial inversion fair value gap where we framed our shorts from. Into this 1 hour bullish fair value gap. Just fell short of our entry by a few ticks here. Unfortunate. Should remove my sell limit here? Really? Don't want to go short. And should we return back to my entry? I don't even think that I want to participate anymore. Not much. We took a small scalp, hit our take profit target. We had one little runner, stopped out at break even with the New York opening. New York opening, strong bullish engulfing of the consequent encouragement of this 1 hour bullish fair value gap right here. We pushed up, opened up with a new bullish volume imbalance. I wanted to see if I can get filled on a 1 minute fair value gap retracement. We fell short
Didn't
of it.
hit you.
Say it again.
Did it get? You didn't get filled. It did
No.
not hit you.
Didn't hit my 1 minute fair value gap.
Ran too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Matt. You should be top of book.
Well, it missed it by a couple of ticks actually, so 3 ticks.
So once it breaks this high here, which it might do, what are you thinking if it does?
Poor. We have news at 10 a.m. I don't have planned. This would have been my final take profit target because it's an easy internal to external liquidity trade. Everything after that, I don't know. We might continue to shoot up, consolidate. There goes our TP. On the micro chart, we've already cleared that on MES now too. So
book map's moving the wall up. It's just going up. Yeah, there's no resistance.
So unfortunately, we fell short by a couple of ticks to catch this long, but that's okay.
I was in and out twice with a couple micros, just $50, $25, just I wasn't sure about the move,
I try to avoid that as good as I can. I don't know, because it's hard for me to journal if I do that. Like what's happening to my account balance, and then you have 20.
That's why I need the bento book to import NinjaTrader, because there's no way I'm going to journal all this.
Yeah, but you can with Rhythmic. I think you can.
Yeah, some of the not all my F4 prop firms though. Not all of them are Rhythmic.
All right, there goes buy side. 15-minute time frame closing in.
We got that fair value gap down below. Yeah, that was just a quick snap above it. So.
Yep.
Now, is there a 3 drive here? 2, 3, 1, 2.
An ugly one.
Is that
maybe.
a 3 or 4 drive setup?
Yeah, 4 drives here. So first push, second push, third push, fourth push, but we failed to make a higher high, retrace into internal. So theoretically, yeah, a 3 drive setup.
Right, because we didn't even, we popped, but we didn't actually even close at the high.
I wouldn't count this. I would only look at this array of price action because here we clearly made that first push, formed a new high. Above the Asian session high. I would start counting from here, and then that's the wrong tool. I wanted to use the path tool. First push from internal liquidity into external, equal highs for the Asian session buy side. First pullback, second push, second pullback, news, third push, equal lows, so still in play, failed to break, and then we secured or cleared internal buy side. So a potential 3 drive setup, but not a very clean one. And based on that, we took our entry on the inversion fair value gap and further down at the volume imbalance for the aggressive entry to sweep this set of equal lows paired with the 1 hour bullish fair value gap like this. We left one running for the potential of it repricing lower to maybe like somewhere towards the VWAP. Didn't play out and stopped at break even, but it's fine. It's tough to frame a very clean trade setup on with that price action. Even on the 1 minute, we have sort of forming a evening star formation. Pump up, doji, indirect bearish engulfing candle. Not something I'm going to engage with news coming up in a couple of minutes. 18 to be exact. I also will stop streaming before news, I think. I will leave the YouTube stream running and yeah, just trade by
I'm
myself.
sure 1 micro just to test it out. $8. Woohoo! Let's go.
You're like that one gambling addicted friend of mine. Like, come on, now it's gonna give me that win. Now it's gonna give me that win in front of the slot.
1 micro. Oh my god! I'm already $150 up for this account.
Like
$1,000 on all the other accounts, which they're all evals, you know.
Yeah. Well, why do you feel the need to continue then?
Because that's not my goal for this account.
Fair enough.
It's a fraction, but if it goes and breaks above those highs, then I'm out.
Let's see. So we have this 5-minute bullish fair value gap here. Not worth an entry to me, to be honest, prior to news, but a potential paper trade. I would still leave my limit order on that 1 minute bullish fair value gap. Now it's paired coupled with a 5-minute one, but we already hit our objective. Of course, we could simply continue higher, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of longs at the high of the day. Might not remain the high of the day, but yeah, the odds are, I don't think that they are in our favor going long at the high of the day. We will see. We're bound.
I do like using fibs just to see, because you know, the 50% level, see if it might pop back down there as confluence, just because I know other people use them.
It might. I mean, we had a very strong trend. That's why I'm also staying away from taking this long. Move back into internal liquidity. Maybe towards 50%.
The VWAP or the 50% and the VWAP are pretty close.
Yeah. Sweep some internal sell side. Right here, these two lows in a discount to continue higher. But yeah, we have this 1 hour bullish fair value gap right here that seems to be holding support. We also have a 1 hour bullish fair value gap in discount for higher prices. We will find out. So our 1 minute fair value gap entry would have been filled now. Let's see how that plays out. Not interested in participating, not even with 1 micro. Just watching it here. And I'm fine with that.
I'm participating because I'm thinking it's going to retrace. I'm not just.
So you're short
ordered.
right now?
Yeah, short 1 micro, 50% of that bullish bearish candle. My entry is about 50% of that candle. It seems to be holding below that area.
Let's see who's going.
And there is there's a really nice fair value gap down there at 42.46, 42.48.
42.48. Yeah, also around that midnight open level.
Right, and then there's also that gap. If I had more than one, I'd probably target my first out at 42.67.
Yeah, like I said, right now with this bullish fair value gap, my bias remains bullish. I leave this paper trade running for testing purpose. If I see the close below, then I would quickly switch my bias to shorts, since we have swept buy side for exactly this retracement. But I want to see order flow confirmation before I engage. Even if
you see that that bar that you have about 50% of the bearish candle, right? That is probably that's my entry. So I'm probably just going to go to break even right there. Because if it goes above there and doesn't hold, then this is just a little fake out. I'm not interested.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because if it's going down, it's going down.
Has enough reason to do so. We have a big regular trading hours opening gap. I think at least we do.
It's amazing how much money you can make off of one micro. I mean, I'm almost at 5 handles right now, and it's $25. Like, on a
Yeah,
50K account, that adds up.
of course, small profit setup. Small losses set up quickly as well.
Yeah. I know that.
Yep.
Geez, man, I remember, like, 2 weeks ago, I was funded at 250K, 100K, at 50K, and blew them all in the week I was funded. That was fun.
Let's see.
So anyway, yeah. See, now I'm gonna get stopped out here. Yep, stopped out.
Still holding this
profit.
5 minute.
I do like this for the long. If it can hold this, I might be in with you, Matt.
I'm gonna stay away until 10. I want to see a nice and clear trend. And by then I will also...
Oops.
And Discord
tanked,
stream.
I bet.
I will still do the YouTube stream, but it's gonna be delayed. I likely jumped onto the 1 minute to take some quick scalps with micros, but I need full focus for that. Can't talk and reply to questions and all that stuff if I'm scalping the 1 minute. But I still share my screen, and then yeah, you guys can watch me to see how I do if you want to. But I hope you have better things to do, like trading
Never.
yourself.
Never. I'm debating whether or not I should take a shower for work,
Let's see. 20 seconds to go on this 5 minute candle. 10 minutes to go on the 15. One minute. Nice push back up, but we seem to be getting rejected again. Let's see. 1 minute. Tiny little bullish fair value gap.
DXY is starting to got a break of structure on the 5 minutes, so it's pushing. Is that going to push MES down?
Well, sometimes they are inversely correlated. Yesterday, DXY dropped while ES was dropping. So no, I simply made the rule for myself to not look at it intraday. I look at it at the beginning of the week and maybe before I start the live stream, or sometimes during the live stream, but I'm not having it side by side watching both of the charts at the same time to see like, okay, DXY is going up. Yes, has to be.
Yeah, same thing. Well, I trade gold, and same thing with gold.
Yeah.
It doesn't always match, man. I've seen gold go up and the DXY go up, and you're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like to keep it simple to avoid too many distractions and just focus on one. If I see a good setup, I take it, and I don't think I would increase the likelihood of me winning.
There goes my short on ES. Oh, why did I go break even? Now watch it here. Watching this. This is, by the way, at the 38.2%. Just at the bottom of that fair value gap is right at the fib of 38.2%. Watch what happens here, and it's also at the 200 and just above the VWAP. So if it dips into this area, holds, the overall trend is bullish, and then we got news. This might be the dump before the pump. Or we have been pumping before the dump. You just don't ever know.
Yeah, or it's the dump before the dump. Who knows? Like, yeah.
That's like me getting up in the morning and then having coffee. That's like the dumb people's dumb.
Come on.
Hey, I'm an old man, you know. I do anything I can to help. You know, you're a young buck, man. I'm an
Yeah.
old man.
Let's see. 2.5 minutes to go. Just before 10 a.m.
By the way, how's the weather out there?
Let me take a look out. Sunshine. Lovely.
What Celsius?
Oh, tough question. Hang on. Let me check that.
I have to convert it. Us American Fahrenheit people.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense. Into Fahrenheit, come on, man. Metric system is way better.
La la la. 17 Celsius.
Oh, it's 58 degrees Fahrenheit here. What is the difference here? 17, you said. 17.
It's the warmest October we had since, I don't know, 20
Oh,
years
62.
or something.
Okay, so you're 62. Right now I'm early morning, so I'm 14.4.
That's late afternoon. Oh, yeah, late afternoon, I would say. Looking good. We're still in our paper trade right here of this bullish fair value gap. So far, we didn't invalidate it. We still keep holding support. We retrace further to, yeah, touch that 1 hour bullish fair value gap one more time. But so far, we're looking pretty good with this paper trade.
I left that bullish fair value gap behind, man. You know, it's interesting because you could have made money both ways.
Yeah, you could have made money both ways if you knew or if you would have anticipated what it's going to do.
That's where it's, you know, the thing that's been helping me lately is smaller lots. And when I see a change in momentum, I will leverage out. You know, let's say I go in with 3 micros, maybe 5. And when I see it go in my direction, but I see it kind of stutter, I'm like, I'm out with 3.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 running, and I can handle drawdown even to break even a lot more. But at least I captured something. And I find that when I've been just, you know, I mean, you're really good at like setting the trade, and it runs.
Yeah.
Like you're there. Like you've got your analysis down. But you know, I got to go to work, so I'm a little impatient because I'm like, crap, I only have so much time. I can't let this thing go another 30 minutes.
If you stick to your analysis, you potentially could.
I just need to I need to bank about $250,000. It's nothing here in California. It's like it's nothing. It's barely a down payment on a home.
Yeah.
And you know, basically 2 years of salary is kind of my goal, and then I can quit my job.
Cool. Let's see.
Look at that, Matt. Yeah, go.
Looking good, looking good. 5-point stop, 10-point target. Let's see if we can hit that before news.
So where's everybody in the chat here? We got about 6 or 7 here. Where's everybody from? They're like, I'm watching the charts. I don't have time to chat. Chicago. Oh, Oregon. Nice. Oh, Oregon.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Arizona.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
I have relatives from Arizona. Pretty dang hot over there.
My great aunt owned a kids camp in Prescott, Arizona.
And I think my auntie is living inside Phoenix, Scotty.
Yeah, Prescott. You know, Prescott, for those that don't know, is more like pine trees and kind of camping grounds. Do they get snow there? They gotta get snow there, right? Oh, Tempe. Yeah, snow. Good memories. I was just a kid and we took a motor home from California and drove all around Grand Canyon and everything, and we went up to visit.
Nice.
We called her Auntie Easy. Sorry, Matt. Tell me to just quiet down if you.
No, all good, all good.
I'm just chatting it up because sometimes this is boring. You know, watching charts. Is like,
That's our job.
yeah.
Definitely.
When it's boring and you have no emotion, you're probably doing it right.
Just, yeah, most of the time being silent, trying to engage the chat, but you are way better at it. That's cool.
I think when I did this last time, we went on for how many hours?
4 or 5 hours or something until late PM session. For
I bring
ages.
out the best in Matt. Matt brings out the best trading in me.
Let's go. Glad I'm not in that trade, to be really honest. Just going sideways ahead of news.
So guys in the chat and the live stream and watch later or whatever, I think Matt and I were talking about this, and that was pair trading. And that is where the other person can control the other person's trade. So because you're not emotionally involved in the other person's trade,
Yeah.
you get out when you're supposed to get out, right? Or you enter, you wait for the entry when you're supposed to wait. And and then stream that, right? Like, you still have control, but the other guy can say, look, bro, don't move your stop loss. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is a bad trade. Like, just get out with a small loss. You'll make it up on the next one.
Definitely. 1 minute time frame. Still looking choppy ahead of news. Man, I was stationed in Germany near Nuremberg. That's not that far away from me, actually. Amberg. I think we've... Amberg.
Hey, where did you see that? Stationed?
In the chat.
Oh, I see it. Scotty. I heard something going on with the German 10-year something. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Can't remember.
I couldn't care less.
Like, it doesn't
The only
apply.
thing that surprised me lately was when I, for a long time open up newspaper, not newspaper, like online news, and I read about a government shutdown in America, and I'm like, fucking what? Government shutdown? Like,
Oh, yesterday the Speaker of the House was ousted. He was voted out. It was the third shortest Speaker of the House term in history.
Crazy.
Yeah, the Republicans are just being stupid right now.
Let's see, news just dropped. We're still holding on this bullish fair value gap, but we've got big wicks to both the up and down side ahead of news. Still respecting this 1 hour bullish fair value gap, 5 minute bullish fair value gap, but a lot of weakening happening right now, so it's much easier to wait for the trend to reveal itself and then jump on the train instead of
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. You find what days of the week you find that are any days better than others?
Can't really specify. No, couldn't say.
I wonder if your journal, your log, if you plotted that out.
Depends on the mood, I'd say, on how well I slept, how much patience I have on that day, and if I had a losing day prior to, the current
Do you track your emotions?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, you do?
With Bento Book, I'm using the ABC game. So, for example, if I head into my 150k journal right here, I can see if I add it every time that every time I add a game, it's emotionally wise and execution wise, I performed at my A game. Like most traders, they determine if they have a good or bad trading day based on their PL. So they maybe go to like their calendar and they see, oh, I had awesome trading days. All I did was win. But if you dig deeper, like you could also have a green day by over leveraging or by taking way too many trades and you barely managed to get above break even and now you have a profitable day. So I like to use different tags for my setups. So if I didn't do any rookie mistakes, if I didn't exit early because I was afraid, if I didn't enter early because I had FOMO, jumped the gun, so that's A game for me. B game would be if I notice some sort of like, okay, maybe I left something on the table here, could have let this trade run a little bit longer. Then I usually use the B game tag because then some emotions were involved, and C game for me is like, yeah, basic rookie mistakes, like full-on rookie mistakes.
By the way, we are dropping radically on ES.
Oh yeah, we are.
And that's going right to that 38.2. So this is where I was like, I would be interested in trying to go 1 micro right around here, but this is a very volumized. I'm going to try one long, just to see.
Yeah, and I'm going to end the Discord live stream here. I will keep on running. I will leave it running on YouTube. I really want to focus on my trading now. Hope that's understandable.
Yep.
You go to work anyway soon, Bradley, or?
Yeah, I have to shower and, you know, let's see, 7:03. So I got to leave like in 30, 45 minutes, but
Yeah.
we'll see how this
all the way
one.
over here in Germany.
Yeah.
Gotta close my window.
Just imagine what it's like here.
Yeah. Glad I'm a couple Ks away from you. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. I wonder if today will be a full retracement, but
we will find
we'll
out.
see.
All right, guys. I'm gonna keep the YouTube stream running in case you want to watch me execute on the 1 minute. And there's gonna be a delay, so I wouldn't suggest anyone to copy the trades. And I also won't be talking. Just trying to focus after the 10 a.m. news, see if I can collect a little bit of more profit on one of my funded accounts.
Thanks, Matt.
No worries, guys. Thanks very much for sitting in here with me. We took a nice little scalp from here on the 5 minute, this inversion and this volume imbalance. Now let's see if we actually want to push lower and take some internal. And like we said, 50% of today's range would be my target for shorts. So sell side and discounts potentially as targets. We will see if the London trend will hold or if it simply was a fake out and we continue lower once more. Well, tomorrow we're going to be a lot smarter. Alright guys, thanks very much for sitting in, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye guys.
Notice how we're getting squeezed in there. Right. We'll look for a break.